All good to go.
Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to everyone. Welcome. We will call to order this salary board meeting for the County of Lawrence. Today being Tuesday, March 14 of 2023. I'll note for the record that the meeting was appropriately advertised in accordance with the Sunshine Law. The ad appeared in Friday's edition of the Newcastle News. I'd also note that if anybody in the room has any type of electronic communication device, if they'd be kind enough to put it on silent or vibrate, we'd appreciate that courtesy. And note for the record that the meeting is being recorded, and it is also being broadcast on a YouTube site, if I'm not mistaken. I always make sure I'm saying that correctly. The salary board by law consists of all three elected commissioners and the county controller. And then when an elected official, other than the commissioners and the controller, have an issue to be brought before the salary board, they become a temporary voting member of the salary board. So in today's instance, we have, even though it's the Domestic Relations Office, that office ultimately reports to the President Judge. The President Judge is here. He has a vote. He becomes a temporary fifth member of this board to vote on the proposals of domestic relations. The same being true with the Office of Sheriff. Our sheriff is with us, and he has a couple of proposed resolutions. So when we get to those, he will become a voting member of this board. I would note that for both Judge Motto and Sheriff Colero, that when we get to the point in the agenda, gentlemen, you're very welcome to come up and take this seat if you wish. You're also welcome to stay where you are, whatever your preference is. But since you are a voting member, you have every right to come up here if you so desire. We would welcome that. Let me then move forward to make sure we have a quorum. I'm noting that right now we have two commissioners here and the controller. We will have a quorum, but to make it official, I will ask Vanessa to call the roll, please.
Controller Prestapine.
Here.
Commissioner Spielvogel.
Here.
Commissioner Vogler.
Here. And as noted, it's a four-member board most often in terms of permanent members, but three of us being here, that does constitute a quorum. Are there any public comments this morning that would pertain to the salary board? And we'll offer this opportunity prior to adjournment as well. But hearing no public comments, we do have in our packet, and it's available for anybody to take a look at, the minutes of the January 9, 2023 salary board meeting, which is known as the annual salary board meeting. The county code stipulates that all counties at the beginning of the new year convene a meeting of the salary board, and that's what we did in compliance with the law. It was a lengthy meeting, and the minutes reflect that. So, Dave, you have a copy. So I'll give you folks some time to look them over, and whenever either one of you are willing and able to make a motion, I would gladly accept it.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And a second.
Thank you both. Any comments or discussion?
No.
I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Controller Prestapine.
Yes.
Commissioner Spielvogel.
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. The first item to come before us, as noted earlier, pertains to the, we want to make certain that Debbie gets the packet, please.
Okay, Rick.
Good morning, Debbie. Thank you, Michael. And if any of the supporting documents are not in there, Debbie, you're welcome to mine after the meeting. And we're just getting ready to go to Roman numeral 4, which is the first item of we would need to consider. This pertains to the Domestic Relations Office, and both Mary Kelly is here, the director of that office. Mr. Acabone, Mike Acabone, who is the court administrator, and President Judge Motto is with us. And Judge, since you have the authority to make the vote, I would welcome your comments, but if the other folks wish to add anything, that's certainly in order.
Okay, well, I have actually 4 resolutions, but they're interrelated, so I think before I even make a motion, it would probably make it simpler if I just try to explain things simply. Essentially, we want to take a non-union position and abolish it, and then recreate it as a union position. And then by the same token, take a union position, abolish it, and recreate it as a non-union position. So essentially, we're just taking 2 positions, one non-union and one union, and then switching, making one the same as the other. So that's a simple explanation. So with that, I think if you want to take these resolutions one at a time.
Please.
So the first resolution would be to abolish the position of initiation officer, and this is the non-union position that I'm asking to abolish.
Vanessa, what number would we assign to that?
24.
Number 24. And Judge, that was a motion on your part.
Yes,
Thank you. For purposes of discussion, I would need to request a second for that if possible.
So moved.
The second has been made, and Judge, anything to add over and above what you've told us already?
just that I did not see that this action would create any additional expense to the county. It probably actually would save us money because the new people coming in with these positions would be coming in at a lower rate.
Well, we like hearing that.
Yeah, I thought so, that's why I said it.
May I pose a question that's perhaps applicable to all 4 of the proposals? To your knowledge, or perhaps to Mary or Michael's knowledge, has there been consultation with the union itself to make certain that they are aware and in accord with this proposal?
Actually, I should have mentioned that. We actually have a memorandum of understanding signed by the union and everybody approving this action.
Appreciate that very much. David, questions for the judge, the folks with him? Loretta, anything else?
I'm good.
Thank you. Well, before us then, it's been appropriately moved and seconded for us to consider Salary Board Resolution 24 pertaining to the Domestic Relations Office. If there is no other discussion, as noted, Judge Motto is a voting member at this time, and we'll ask for a roll call, please.
Yes,
Controller Prestafine,
Yes.
Commissioner Spielvogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Now we'll move on to proposed resolution 25.
this resolution essentially would recreate the position we just abolished, but as a union position to be paid in accordance with the union contract. So the motion would be that the position of intake initiation officer be created at the salary negotiated in the union contract. That's my motion.
Thank you very much. Is there a second for that? Mr. Prestipine offers the second. I'll see if, Dave, any questions for the judge? Loretta? Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call on proposed resolution 25.
Judge Motto,
Yes,
Controller Prestafine,
Yes.
Commissioner Spielvogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you so much. Proposed resolution 26.
this next resolution would have as its purpose the abolishment of the union position of data integrity imaging specialist. So the motion would be that the position of data integrity imaging specialist be abolished.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? I'll second. Thank you. Loretta, questions for the judge? David?
Is this costing us any money?
No, saving money.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second, and with that, I'll ask for a roll call.
Judge Motto,
Yes,
Controller Prestafine,
Yes.
Commissioner Spielvogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. And then finally, our last proposal as it relates to domestic relations would be number 27. Judge?
and this would be the recreation of the position we just abolished as a non-union position with the entry-level salary of $40,000. So the motion is that the position of processing specialist be created at a salary of $40,000. And you'll note that we did change the title, but it's the same position.
Thank you. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Loretta. I have to apologize. I probably should have asked the controller at the outset as it relates to, we'll stick with these four. You've obviously reviewed the resolutions. Are they worded in accord with what you need at your office?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. David, with that, any questions for the judge?
Nope.
Loretta? Hearing no other questions, I will ask Vanessa to call a roll on number 27, please.
Judge Motto,
Yes.
Controller Prestipine,
Yes.
Commissioner Steelvogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you so much. I believe that concludes the items for domestic relations. You folks are certainly welcome to stay, but knowing how busy you are, if you have to move along, we understand.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good day. Next on the agenda would be the proposals from the sheriff. And once again, Perry, please, if you'd like to come up,
I'm
you're
comfortable here.
okay, that's fine. But I do want the record to
Thank
show
you, I
that
appreciate it.
you are right now, you're a full-fledged voting member of this board. So we want to afford you every courtesy. The sheriff has two proposed resolutions before us. And the first one would be number 28. And with that, Sheriff, we'll turn it over to you so you can perhaps give us some background, please.
Yeah, resolution, discussion for possible approval creating an on-call screener at a rate of $13 an hour. What this is, I have 6 screeners now. When somebody goes out sick or calls off, then I'm stuck. I have nobody to fill in that. So this is an on-call person. It's not costing the county any money. It's just to fill in the hours that we would need to cover for the doors, for security. So by having this on-call person, that gives me the ability to call that person in to cover for those hours.
So when there's that vacant position, if
Right.
someone is off for whatever reason.
And I can't fill with the other guys. I have
Right,
this
yes.
on-call person who can fill in.
Person off is not being paid since
Right,
they're off,
right.
which
So it's
then
not costing the county, that money's already budgeted for.
understood.
And it's the same amount of hours. I mean, so there's no increase in the hours.
Sheriff, so that we can move forward with discussion, this would be proposed resolution 28. Would you be willing to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second? Also, thank you, David. And let me see if David has questions for the sheriff. Okay. Loretta? Okay. Well, thank you, Sheriff. We appreciate the explanation.
Okay.
And we'll note for the record, the resolution notes that the rate of pay is currently $13 per hour. And this resolution would make it retroactive to the 1st of March of this year. It's been appropriately moved and seconded. Vanessa, could you call the roll, please?
Sheriff Calero,
Yes.
Controller Prestipine,
Yes.
Commissioner Steelvogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you, Vanessa. And the second proposal from Sheriff Quilero, which is proposed resolution 29, reads that the salary board would create a part-time civil processor specialist at a rate determined by the union contract, because this person would be a member of the Teamsters Union, and that we would also eliminate the part-time clerk typist 2 position. But Sheriff, if you'd like to elaborate?
Yeah, basically what this is just changing the titles of that position. It's the same position. We're just making it, instead of the civil process specialist, it was a typist 2. We're just changing the job title, the name of the title. That's all it is. It's already budgeted for, it's in the budget, and it's no increase to the county. Anyway.
Do you happen to know, since this is a union position, have you
I
spoken?
talked to Jason, everything's okay.
Okay, so the
we
union is
did-
aware of it
Yeah,
and
we
did
did
not
talk, so
object.
there's no problem.
Thank you.
It's just changing the name of the title.
And forgive me, I can't remember. We got a second? Do I need a second? I think we need a second.
We need a second.
Could I please have a second?
Did you make the, did
I'll
we
make
get a
the
motion?
motion.
Oh, and I,
Okay, yeah.
forgive me, I thought you, Sheriff, I'm getting ahead of myself. Forgive me. You are willing to make the motion
Yes, I make
for
the motion.
number 29, and Loretta, you're.
I'll second, yes, yeah.
My apologies.
No.
Since you have the floor, would you like to have any questions for the
No,
sheriff?
no.
Thank you.
He always takes care of what he needs to have in his office, so
Thank
we
you.
trust that this is a move towards that as well.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Prestipine? No questions? Okay, thank you so much. It's been moved and seconded for the approval of resolution 29. I'll ask Vanessa to Call the roll.
Sheriff Polero,
Yes.
Controller Prestapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Spielvogel,
Yes,
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Sheriff, it's always good to have you here, and we appreciate all of
Thanks
you
for
do.
having me and thank you.
You're
absolutely.
very welcome.
Right.
Before we adjourn, any new business over and above what we've discussed? Obviously, the legal ad was specific, it was gonna be for these two offices, but questions from the folks in the audience? Anything, Debbie? No? Karen, you okay?
I'm fine.
All righty. Final comments from my fellow members of this board. Commissioner Spielvogel,
None.
Controller Prestapine, thank you. We thank you all for being here. We appreciate everybody's interest and cooperation, and I would request amongst the three of us a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Thank you, David. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. The board is in adjournment. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, guys.
Debbie, I have,
Thank you.
I'm not sure if you have everything, so.
I don't, I don't have the sheriff.
Oh, well,
And I don't have the agenda.
oh,
You
okay.
know what, I gave,
have a packet from-
I gave,
Mine is upstairs. You may have it.
yeah. I had an extra packet. I gave it to Frank. Right before you got in here, but I have everything else if you didn't get it.
You don't need to-
Okay.
I don't know. Is there-
Oh, okay.